Okay, let's unpack Metal Gear Solid Delta. Snake Eater. Our mission today, really, is to extract the core wisdom from how this legendary game gets reborn. How do you actually honor a masterpiece without, freezing it in time? It's that balance between keeping it pure and modernizing it. And what does Delta's approach teach us about what you expect from remakes?
Yeah, it's a really fascinating challenge, isn't it? For any developer. How do you get that faithful recreation, but also give it those modern sensibilities?
Yeah.
Without losing the original's its soul, really. The choices they make are just critical.
Absolutely. And I think the first major takeaway here is how Delta tackles the narrative. The reviews say it's pretty much a perfect one-to-one recreation. You're still Naked Snake. It's 1964, deep in the Soviet Union.
Right.
Navigating all that Cold War stuff, the personal drama, and, that classic Kojima eccentricity. But here's where it gets really interesting, I think. They intentionally kept the original voice acting and the cinematic direction, too. So you're hearing David Hayter as Snake, Laurie Allen as the boss, those iconic performances, but now they're layered into this, super high-fidelity visual context.
The bold move, right? Sticking with voice recordings that are, decades old now?
Totally.
And what's fascinating is this commitment to keeping the narrative locked means, every major plot point, every big standoff, those codec calls, it's all exactly as fans remember it. But it does raise a question, doesn't it? Does a one-to-one story land the same way for someone completely new when the visuals are so different?
That's a good point.
The emotional core is there, preserved, but the whole experience, it's got to feel different.
Yeah, you're probably right. But where does a remake like this really show its changes? Usually it's the gameplay. Mm-hmm. And Delta's biggest shift seems to be this new style control scheme.
Okay.
It sounds like a massive quality of life update. Modern third-person, over-the-shoulder view, think MGSV.
Ah, okay. Like Phantom Pain.
Exactly. So you can finally crouch walk properly, move while you're aiming, which, if you played the original PS2 version, that's huge.
Oh, definitely. That changes things fundamentally.
But they've thought about the purists, too. Or, if you just want that original feel, there's a legacy style option. Mm-hmm. Fixed overhead camera, classic controls. It's all there. Seems like they're trying to cater to everyone.
Which is smart. But this brings up something critical about modernizing old gameplay. These new controls, while probably very welcome, they also kind of shine a spotlight on the game's original design.
How so?
Well, the level layouts, the enemy patrols, even how the bosses work, they were all designed around that older, more restrictive control scheme and camera.
Right, the fixed camera angles dictated a lot.
Exactly. So now with this new freedom of movement, this fluid aiming, some encounters might feel, almost trivial. Because the AI wasn't built for you to move like that.
Ah, I see. So you can potentially break the original design a bit.
Potentially, yeah. Or at least change the nature of the challenge. But then other moments, like that intense fight with the Fury in the tunnel, that could actually feel more challenging, or at least different, with the new camera, trying to keep up in tight spaces. It's interesting friction.
Okay, let's shift to the visuals then. Because this is built in Unreal Engine 5. Mm-hmm. And by all accounts, it's a visual showcase. That Russian jungle setting, breathtakingly dense foliage, dynamic lighting. Sounds incredibly immersive.
It looks stunning in the footage, absolutely.
But there's this phrase that keeps coming up, double-edged sword.
Okay.
While the character models are super detailed, photorealistic almost, some apparently fall into that uncanny valley.
Ah, yeah, that hyper-real look.
Right, where the faces are maybe too perfect, looks a bit unsettling, and those original voice lines, as beloved as they are,
they might feel a bit disconnected.
Exactly, disconnected from the hyper-realistic facial animations.
Well, isn't that almost an unavoidable trade-off?
Yeah.
If you commit to preserving the original audio, but completely overhaul the visuals to this degree.
Maybe so.
Maybe the tension is less a flaw and more just. Our brains trying to reconcile the old and the new. And stylistically, there's another change. The original had that unique kind of sepia, gritty filter.
Right, the Cold War aesthetic.
Yeah. The remake goes for a more neutral color palette. It's beautiful, no doubt, but it does lose some of that distinctive original look.
Even with filter options.
Apparently, even with filters, it doesn't quite capture that specific original art direction. It's cleaner, more modern, which is its own thing.
Okay, so wrapping this up then, what does this all mean for you, the listener?
Metal Gear Solid Delta, it seems like by almost every measure, it's a successful remake. It sounds like a near-perfect way for new players to get into this classic story with modern controls and visuals. And it offers those thoughtful options for veterans, too.
Yeah, I think it proves something important. It shows you can faithfully rebuild a game from the ground up and keep its soul intact. It can remain just as potent even if the new tech sometimes bumps up against the original design in interesting ways. It's not just nostalgia. Right, it's a living piece of history, updated.
Exactly. A blueprint, maybe.
Which leaves us with a final thought to chew on. What does that delta in the title really signify for future remakes? Is it about adding something new or just perfecting the original formula? And maybe more importantly for you, how much change is too much when it comes to a classic you love? Where's that line?